Okay, so I'm making this walk-through dirt hole set here. I've got it set up in a spot where they're funneling through this brushy draw, and they cross the road here quite a bit. So I'm going to make a dirt hole here, and I'm going to make a walk-through so that we can kind of funnel them through where I want them to be. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Now these holes, I'd already started digging. Your hole for bobcats, I like it to be big and I like it to be flashy. So, you know, I like lots of eye appeal for bobcats. So we're gonna dig a nice big hole here. It's gonna be probably 4 inches around, 5. It's getting kind of hard, so I'm gonna stop digging. And then for my bed, where I'm going to do it is I'm going to just kind of dig a little bit of a trench running through right here next to the hole. Get a nice big deep trap bed. Right here in my trench. This will make a lot more sense once it's done, once you kind of see how it looks all set up. What I'm using here today for my trap, I've got quite a few out. Using a modified Victor number 2. Stake. Okay. Now we'll commence to setting our trap here. A lot of guys don't like these Victor number 2 square jaws, but got a lot of coyotes in them, and they pretty well served me well, so I have no beef with using them. What I'll do is put a little dirt down in the bed here to kind of seep this trap down in. Seems like I left my propylene glycol in the trap. Okay, make this a nice little bowl for everything to sit down in there. And I just like to pack my dirt right here where the jaw is going to be setting. We'll just push it right down in there. Not quite enough there. We'll just pack it right in around there. Okay. Put a little more down around the trap here. A lot of guys wonder how you mix this propylene glycol. Anywhere between a third and half is good. And when I say a third propylene glycol and 2/3 water. If it's going to be really, really cold, then I may mix it half and half or something like that. Bobcats, my triggers are set very, very light. They don't take hardly nothing to throw them. It's the way I prefer it for bobcats. And then once my set's made here, I just take this leftover dirt here and just pile it right up to where they really have to walk through the set to get a look at it. It looks like there's a little run coming through here. I like it to be nice and inviting and real easy for them to funnel through here. I hope you guys can still see that. Excellent. Okay. And so my trap set. All I gotta do is bait my hole. And when I set for bobcats, I like to use a lot of different smells. I'd like to have a good food lure. I really like to have something skunky to really draw them in here. And then I'll probably flag it as well. What I'm going to put in the hole today is some Locklear's cat collector. It's a decent sized little glob of that. Got a nice sweet smell to it. I'm not exactly sure what he puts in there, but squirt just a little bobcat urine right here on the mound of dirt. And I always like to have something kind of a castor smell to it. Them bobcats, they really like castor, and I'm not sure what that is about it that they like so much, but I'm going to use a little bit of castor. Ideally, I'd like to make a rub out of it. This isn't quite as high as it should be for a rub, but as long as it gets them to smelling around, that's good enough. And then what I'll do down in the hole here is I'll just take a couple of little turkey feathers just to kind of flash it up a little bit, and just kind of dry peel up down here. And then I'm also going to hang some up. I didn't get my skunky lure. This is actually a coyote lure that has served me well. I'm going to put some gusto down in there with it. I've caught quite a few bobcats on that. Anything that comes through here, really the only thing that you won't catch with this kind of a set is canines. They don't like to walk through that kind of stuff. I just don't know. They're just spooky animals. So that's the set. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up right here on one of these limbs right here, and I'm going to hang a feather. A couple of them really is what I'm going to do. I keep a roll of fishing string in my bucket, And I just kind of hang a pair of feathers. Get these tied up for you here. Okay, got a pair of feathers here. Okay. Now, these feathers will flap around a lot. So if you have a lot of brush, if you think they're going to get up into, break it off. Get rid of all the brush that you think these feathers can hang up in. We don't need none of that. We want these feathers moving around good. So now I broke all the limbs around that, and so you can kind of get a better look. I've got the feathers kind of dangling right there, and right there's my dirt hole. Give you a better look at that. This is a nice flashy big dirt hole with a mound behind it. They have to walk through there if they're going to investigate that. They can't, they don't have the option to stop, you know, within a couple of feet. You know, if they want to investigate it, they're going to have to walk right by it, and really that forces them to walk over your trap, which is what we want with bobcats. It doesn't give them many options but to step right on the pan. So I hope you've enjoyed this video.